Okay, so my guests are here, and now that I have duly rendered this apology, and I believe that my very good friend Miracles Abuaji, who's joining us here, he went AWOL, but he's back. He's back home. Good Morning Ghana has always been his home until he decided to take a bit of a leave, but he's back home, and I hope that he would, maybe on behalf of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, accept our apology and perhaps advise that we do better going forward. Miracles Abuaji is here. He is the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign, and also a sister of mine, a very good friend and sister of mine, Shamima Muslim, is also with us here. She is a Deputy Presidential Spokesperson. Took a bit of a leave also from Good Morning Ghana. She's been working for God and Country. She's also been doing a bit of globetrotting. I've been monitoring her. I've been monitoring her moves, and she's back home to come and continue with the good job that she's doing. Let me say good morning to you. Assalamu alaikum, Sharima. How are you?
Alaikum salam, DJ Mo.
Hey, where from this on DJ?
DJ Mo. You don't tell them that in your past life you used to be a DJ.
Small, not
plenty. Oh boy. Good morning.
Always good to see you,
Good morning, everyone. It's actually been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I've been off media engagements for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
In fact, almost a month and a half. Basically because I have been put on a lot of committee duties, as well as representing the presidency at many events.
Right.
You know, we have these marching orders from the president to ensure that as much as possible, all staffers are deployed to meet with citizens and attend all kinds of invitations.
Right.
You would think that because there's always a ministry, a department, an agency in charge of some key sectors, that all invitations regarding, you know, such activities will go to them. But the presidency receives tons of invitation from the office of the president to the office of the chief of staff to the deputy chief of staff for awards programs, seminars, conferences, keynote speeches. And it's truly been an honor to have to represent, you know, the president through his office, through the office of the chief of staff and all the deputies at some of these, you know, events. So it really restricted my movements. But, you know, Facebook, I'm always on Facebook, which is a major platform. So I'm happy to be back this morning. I'm happy to be back this morning.
And good to see you. Good to see you once again. And it's again, like you've always said, it's for God and country. Let me also say that once again, let me welcome Miracles Abuaji, who's here. Affectionately, how we call him, Miracles Abuaji. Bro, long time. How have you been?
You know, I had a restraining order on Good Morning Ghana.
Yes.
I think it's finally been lifted.
I like how he put it. It's a restraining order.
By day now. He knows what I'm talking about.
There was some small, call it misunderstanding.
But it's good to be here.
Right.
And it's good to have a lot of people who are Democrats.
Yeah.
You know, democracy is difficult too.
Yeah, I know.
Especially when you have to listen and hear everybody's view. Like this body, Hajia is going to hear everything I have to say. You know, whether she likes it or not. It's just democracy.
Yes.
But I'm not happy this morning. I'm not happy on my guest appearance this morning because you know what happened this morning with the
in fact I was just about to ask you whether you're forgiving us.
No, I mean when I entered here and I got the background information. I mean, somehow
it calmed you down a bit.
But you know, it tells you how deep-seated some of these things are, especially when it comes to issues related to our flag bearer.
Right.
You see, NPP is our brand, is our product. The same way Metro TV is to you. There are millions of people across the country that revere the NPP, like millions of people. In our worst situation as a political party, we have about 48% of the voting population that supports our party.
True.
You don't play with it. You don't joke with it. You don't trivialize it. You know, and in the past week, we have been reviewing. You see, when you allow people to treat you in a certain way for a very long time, they normalize it. and it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
We believe that when we're in government, because we had the responsibility of the people, the mandates of the people, sometimes you have to endure certain things and let it pass. But we are not going to tolerate that anymore. We are not going to tolerate any form of attack on our party, uncalled for. Any form of needless attack on our flag bearer. It would not happen again. We are going to deal ruthlessly with any individual who, for their own personal, parochial, political interest, would want to denigrate our party or our flag bearer. And for me, I think yesterday I met, some of our communicators, and our instructions are very clear. Anybody comes for our flag bearer, go for the person without restraints.
Right.
Don't wake up in the morning and go for anybody. Our entire philosophy is grounded on the principle of advocating issues and policies. Stay on that course with us, and there will be no problem. But if you lose on the policy, advocacy, issue, fact-based debate, and you decide to use the principle of if you miss the ball, don't miss the man, and you come after Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is our leader, be rest assured that starting from this month of May, you will not have it easy. It doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
And all our communicators, our activists, and our party people have our explicit permission to go for anybody that comes for our flag bearer. It's too much of it. It's gone on for too long. Our flag bearer may be a very fine, gentleman, peaceful person, but he represents a group. He doesn't represent himself. So he can choose to keep his, fineness and everything, but we will protect him and protect our party. And so that's a very important, notice that we are saying out there. But for what happened this morning, I mean, you've rendered an apology. I've seen the video. It's appalling. It should never happen. TV is on social media. This is national TV. And I'm hoping that it shouldn't happen. It won't happen again. But if it does, MPP is as big as an organization as Metro TV is. We have millions of members in our party, and we would not allow ourselves to be taken for granted at all, and not in any form or shape. The funny thing that happens in this country, and that will be my final point. People who speak for the NDC will sit on TV and radio, insult. They will insult everybody from chiefs to even the president himself, to leaders, everybody. They say NDC, then the person will even sit on TV and say, I brought NDC to power. Let another person from the MPP, another sympathizer of MPP, say MPP, why are you insulting? You are not known to be like that. It's as if violence and insults is like a reserve for the NDC. And they've been taking advantage of that. The new MPP, we are different. We are not like our ancestors. If you come for us, we will come for you. Moro, you know me. I can be as calm as possible. I can stick to the issues as possible. But you know that I can be as wild as you want to be. So they should take a cue from it. This is the new MPP. We are not like our ancestors. If you come for us, we'll come for you in double dose. Like never seen before.
It's totally understandable. And, but take it from me that we're sorry. We're sorry. This will never happen again. I think that the reaction and the feeling on social media and the angst is totally legitimate, and it's totally understandable. But take it from us.
It's annoying. Yesterday, see the way this gentleman, what's his name? This guy in the US. See the way he ran down President Kufuor.
I know.
Basically insulting the president.
Terrible.
This guy insults Asante Hene. He insults President Kufuor. He insults the president himself. In fact, he threatens the president. Tells the president of the republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that I brought you to power. You must do as I say. I saw a video this morning, basically threatening the CID boss. What is this? See, the MPP survived a military regime in this country. We survived tyranny. We survived dictatorship. We are not a political party you can run over. Maybe some 5-6 years ago, our leadership, decided to take a different path. But trust me, this new MPP will give you the same energy that you give to us, and we are not going to compromise on that.
Okay. I guess that they say we learn every day, but we'll do better. So, gentlemen and lady, I want us to move on to our main topics for the day. And But first of all, how's Doc doing? How's Dr. Mahmoud Mohammed doing?
Oh, I mean, let me say a very warm good morning to my senior sister Hajia, you know, and
are you calm now?
Yes, I am. Yes. And ask her how government is doing.
Yeah, answer your question. You people like always asking questions.
Ask her how. I mean,
they never answer the questions you put to them.
He
always wants to ask people questions.
Opposition has no mandate to answer. We are not enjoined to answer questions.
Who told you?
You are enjoined by law and by mandate to
answer.
But we can plead the fifth at all times.
We
can plead the fifth at all times.
Especially if you are positioning yourself as a party in waiting.
Okay. How's Doc doing? It's fine. He's doing well. He's our presidential candidate, so he's already, on the ground doing his engagements. His is to profess alternative to almost everything that the Ghanaian people are interested in, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. And my view is that the party would, in the next few months, complete our internal processes, and once we are done, we should have a full house now to let the Ghanaian people know what the alternatives are going into the future.
Okay. All right, so let's start with a very interesting development yesterday. We heard about the arrest of some individuals connected to the PDS matter, and the New Republic this morning is reporting that former PDS board chair, 3 others arrested as $190 million MCC loss haunts power sector. Now, Prince Ahinkra is reporting that 4 years after Ghana terminated the troubled power distribution services concession, the Bureau of National Investigations has made its first high-profile move. Philippa Yensu, former board chair of PDS, along with 3 others, that's Viraj Fat, Sophia Koko, and Justice Menka Premo, were arrested last week over alleged financial irregularities involving funds belonging to the Electricity Company of Ghana. All 4 have been granted bail pending further investigations. Presidential spokesperson Felix Osukwachi confirmed the BNI has not disclosed the amount of money suspected to have been improperly transferred, nor has it filed formal charges. The arrest, part of ongoing oral case reviews, reopened a scandal that cost Ghana $190 million in frozen Millennium Challenge Corporation funding and exposed deep vulnerabilities in the due diligence of major state contracts. The deal that unraveled in March 2019, Ghana signed a 25-year concession transferring a large portion of ECG's electricity distribution network to PDS. The agreement was a cornerstone of MCC's $498 million power compact designed to reform the country's loss-making power utility. Now, by July 2019, the government suspended the deal. The reason? PDS had submitted invalid financial guarantees. Subsequent investigations revealed that guarantees purportedly issued by AI Kut Insurance and Reinsurance of Qatar were forged. Qatari courts, including the Court of Cessation, later confirmed the documents were unauthorized. The concession was terminated in October 2019. Management of ECG reverted to the state. Now, the collapse triggered immediate and lasting damage. $190 million, the amount of MCC funding withdrawn. The U.S. government had made private sector participation through PDS a non-negotiable condition of compact. Now, once the deal fell apart, the final tranche of funds was halted. $390 million, the claim PDS later filed against ECG in London arbitration, seeking $39.4 million in direct costs and $351.5 million in lost profits. A tribunal rejected a claim in full, vindicating the government's termination. $1.5 billion total debts owed by Ghana's power sector to independent power producers, according to expert estimates. There's also $43 million ECG's renegotiated monthly payment obligation to IPPs, which the utility continues to struggle to meet. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has warned. ECG was represented in the London arbitration by Omnia Strategy LLP, led by Cherry Blair Casey. The tribunal's A ruling confirmed what critics had long argued. The PDS transaction was marred by fraudulent guarantees and weak due diligence. Yet, no senior political figure has faced accountability. The Akufo-Addo administration, which had heralded the concession as a bold privatization move, faced intense scrutiny from opposition parties and civil society over alleged negligence and complicity. The BNI's new arrest of the board chair and 3 others suggests a shift towards individual liability, but the probe remains pending. The energy sector's deeper crisis continues. IPPs are owed over $1.5 billion. ACG's liquidity shortfall shows no sign of abating, and the $190 million in lost MCC funding was meant for critical grid upgrades investment. Ghana now must find itself or forgo entirely. For now, the 4 arrestees are out of bail. They are out on bail, sorry. The BNI has given no timeline for charges, and the question that has haunted the PDS affair from the start, how forged guarantees passed muster at the highest levels of government, remains unanswered. It looks like the oral is oraling, Shamima. The oral train is moving, and perhaps is moving very fast. You know, you've come under some scrutiny or some criticisms for not walking the talk as far as oral is concerned, and that it appears that the government has hit the ground crawling instead of walking and running. What more do we need to know about this arrest? Yesterday, Felix put it out on social media, and you can tell that the newspapers have picked it up. It's in almost all the papers. So, Sham, what more can you tell us about this arrest of 4 persons directly or indirectly connected to the PDS scandal, as it has been affectionately been termed?
Well, good morning once again, and we thank you for your company. You know, this morning, Dennis has been so animated, throwing threats and salvos on issues that he himself knows that they cannot hold any, stand on any moral high ground, on telling us about how they are not like their ancestors, and that this is a new MPP. It's boot for boot. It has always been boot for boot, even with their ancestors. I think Dennis forgets very quickly that his ancestors that he proudly mentions were the group of people that, violently as co-conspirators, and beneficiaries of that 1966 coup, violently overthrew Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So it's very rich this morning that he tries to absolve the NPP and their many crimes in the many ways in which they have turned back the clock of this country's development, even their behaviors after they came into power in 2000. So, Dennis, if you need to warn anybody, charity always begins at home. Let me also assure you that the NPP will not be allowed to run riot in this country. They are well-meaning citizens of this country who continue to wish for the best interest of this country. When a political party persistently communicates to the people of this country that unless they are in power, everything else must unravel. Unless they are in power, even when they do very bad things that break this economy, they still believe themselves to be the messiahs that Ghana need, even when we have given them multiple opportunities in this Fourth Republic to be able to do what, they communicate that they are better positioned as a party of intellectuals that have the men always forgetting the women, So I think that you must advise your own party that they learn the lessons that history continues to give to all of us political actors, NDC, NPP. I mean, in the time series from 1992 till date, we have had equal share of leading this country, and we've all been taught lessons by the people of Ghana, what NDC knows for sure, and what President John Dramani Mahama knows for sure, that if we go anywhere close to the doldrums that you sent this country in the past 8 years, if we go anywhere close, we will face a fate perhaps even worse than that which you face. So we are not unaware of the consequences of, not delivering. We are not unaware that this democracy must work directly for the people, which is why we are surprised that today they are making all the noise that they are making about the Bank of Ghana losses on paper, accounting losses and entries on paper, when we are dealing with positive indicators. And I'm sure we are going to come back to that. On the PDS, as you have read and given us a snapshot of what actions transpired since the NPP decided, as the doyens of privatization and private capital and private sector participation, which are very good ideals for every country, seeking to expand opportunities and, expand the private sector in the hope that this private sector would expand opportunities and absorb the teeming masses of young people who are in search of daily jobs. What we have seen from all their experiments as a political tradition that promotes private sector participation in the economy is that their models haven't delivered, what they communicate to be the role of private sector in every economy, even though we all still agree. So governments, the public sector is still absorbing a lot of unemployed youth, and they did it. They pushed too many young people into the public sector, ballooning, the wage bill, and in the same breath, directed a lot of businesses, even businesses that ought to have, gone to state institutions, because we keep saying that government is the largest, pay chaser of anything.
Right.
And so businesses that could have naturally gone to empower private sector, we saw a period in which state entities and the SIGA were directed to do businesses with private, private sector.
Right.
In fact, transfer a bulk of their businesses to the private sector. We saw situations in which companies closely linked to the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, then became beneficiaries of, the government's own, the government's own appetite for excessive borrowing, so that the bookkeepers, the likes of the Ken Ofori-Attah's Data Bank, Enterprise Insurance, that became beneficiary. SIC rundown. Today, SIGA encourages state companies, government institutions, to give some business to other state institutions so that they can perform better, so that they'll be able to employ the youth of this country. They have a problem with that as well. So sometimes you do not understand exactly what the prescription of the NPP is, because their model has failed to deliver that which they continue to tout as standing them in difference with, other traditional models. We, as an egalitarian political philosophy, continue to look for the best means possible to empower private, capital and private sector, as well as, strengthening state institutions. So it was well within the rights of SIGA to encourage state institutions. And today we can see what miracles excuse my French, what miracles the Ghana Commercial Bank is performing, what miracles ADB is performing, what miracles SIC is performing, because they have to deliver on the mandate. I think that was the same intention behind giving of a very critical installation like the ECG to private operator. Let me at onset say that the NDC is not against private sector participation in critical installations or in critical sectors of our economy. In fact, the John Mahama government is pursuing a framework that would bring in private sector participation in a niche area of ECG's operation, which is distribution, to be able to do a number of things, to be able to improve the governance, to be able to bring in efficiencies that would improve the quality of service, to be able to ensure that we are able to reduce the collection losses and the illegal connections that continue to be major problems that, bedevil the ECG, that has led it to the debt that it currently is, experiencing. And so when the NPP government gave ECG out to the PDS to come and do similar thing, mind you, it was just one private sector, so there's no competition. So in effect, it was a monopoly handed over to them. In the contracts were conditions precedent. They are very much aware of it. They failed on every one of them. And how is it that you give a contract to an entity and you fail to ensure that they meet the barest minimum conditions? So the illegality of that operation was so clear that the public uproar and they themselves realizing what they were heading towards, it is the NPP themselves that cancelled the contract after 7 months or so of the operation of PDS. So if something wrong has happened, they took the matter to international arbitration. ECG won that, as you read, won that contest.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to make some payments back to ECG. As we speak today, they've not done that. And as you found it wrong to cancel the contract, which is what they do in protecting their own, how come that they never took steps to bring those who blatantly breached the conditions of such a contract that ended up costing Ghana, what it was supposed to be getting from the NCC program? They never took any action to do that. And yet every day, this same group of people, they ride high horses, trying to paint a picture that not only are we all the same, but UNDC, the government that has been in place for 16 months, UNDC that has stabilized and moved this country from the crisis that we left off to where we have seen consistent improvement and stabilization. UNDC, you are not only like us. It is no longer a battle of two evils. But UNDC, in this 16 months of being in office, you are more evil than us. And so therefore, if elections were held today, in the face of all these positive indicators, in the face of the fact that your government is still undergoing scrutiny and accountability with members of your government before the law courts, in the face of the fact that in spite of the clamoring for immediate justice for the obvious wrongs and criminal activities that you engaged in spite of all of these things, President Mahama says that the rule of law will guide everything that we do, sometimes to the angst of our own party base. And yet, you have no words of condemnation, no words of, what do you call it, you actually present yourself as being unapologetic of everything that was wrong in this government, in your government during your time. And then you begin to pick and choose, nitty-gritties, trying to present the NDC as a government that is abusing the rights of citizens, as a government that is, preventing citizens from accessing their rights, as if NDC, of all the many people that Mr. Miracles here, Dennis, is aware are going on a daily basis to EOCO. The very many people of his government that every day that he is aware, you know, are going to the CID because they are under one investigation or the other. He doesn't see those ones. It is the one-off incidences of a police action that he chooses or they choose to use to. But I'm happy that in spite of all of this, at the end of their mandates, the scorecard was clear that their government had become increasingly unaccommodative of dissenting opinions, that media freedoms had been curtailed to the poor ranking that we had on the Press Freedom Index. Today, we have moved from a 59 to about a 38. A very impressive gap. So there will always be objective observers of things that are happening internally. Now, no government can be perfect in scoring perfect scores on all good governance indicators. But the differences between a good government and a bad government at the end of the day is their scorecard. Right. And so far, so very good for Ghana. So we will continue to pursue all members of the previous administration, even members of our own administration, that are found wanting of the law, that have been found to have done wrong deals and dealings, and they will be made to face the full rigors of the law as these individuals have been picked up.
Okay.
Ghanaians have been calling for justice and accountability for this PDS scandal. Okay. And that justice is coming sooner than later.
Okay. Miracles, when we started the show, there was something you said. You said opposition is not necessarily meant to account to Ghanaians. It's the government of the day that's supposed to be accounting to Ghanaians. Now, quite clearly, it appears that the government of the day wants your government to account to Ghanaians, hence the PDS matter which has just come up. So 4 people were arrested and been granted bail. Is in connection with some investigations of the PDS scandal. Somehow the government believes that some people have, quote unquote, chop money. What's your view on what has happened?
Moro, thank you. I mean, first of all, I think Shamima should calm down. And so it will help her focus on the issues. She's focusing too much on me. She didn't have to even bother herself respond to our issue that we have with your production. It's none of her business. But in doing that, she decided to move into an area that she forgot herself completely. I'm sure her party people are not happy with her. Listen, in this country, if you want a political party that should be standing trial for criminality, human rights abuse, for murder, it is the NDC. Do you know the number of families who have been destroyed in this country as a result of the NDC party? Do you know the number of businesses that have been destroyed in this country as a result of the NDC party? You are talking about parties and their history in this country, and you forgot yourself and went into an area that you yourself could be dragged from here to jail directly without a trial by simply belonging to the NDC. Go to Makola. One of the reasons why some women will not look at Shamima if she gets to Makola today is not because Shamima has done anything to them, but it's because some of them are occupying stores and spaces whose owners were dragged from their shops onto the street by her party and whipped in between their private parts. Judges were brought out of their homes, breastfeeding mothers were brought out of their homes and shot in the head by her political party. She thinks we've forgotten, or she thinks we are playing in this country in 2026. She speaks of crimes. Go to Kumasi. Go to Ashanti. Sometimes people ask why Ashantis, are so much with MPP. It is because of the atrocities, the murder that your political party perpetrated in this country against their fathers and their mothers. Do you know the number of people who went into exile and are stuck in London and in the UKs because of your political party? You want to remind people of their sorrows this morning? You lined up people's fathers by the seashore and shot them in their heads without trial. But because this country decided to heal, especially when President Kufuor came and set up a reconciliatory commission and decided to heal Reconciliation Commission, and decided to heal this country. People decided to forgive you. And because you have been forgiven, you think you have that right and energy to sit on TV and remind people of their pains. You have committed murder against families. You destroyed homes. You separated mothers from their children and separated wives from their husbands. People left their wives in this country and went into exile. And you have the energy to sit on TV and you are reminding them. I don't want to digress this morning.
Please don't.
I don't want to be moved into a certain space this morning. So my advice to her is, let's stick to the issue. Because when it comes to political parties and their crimes, the Ghanaians deserve repatriation from their party, the NDC. Okay. In fact, if slavery has been declared as one of the greatest atrocities against humanity, then the PNDC era probably is number 2 in this country. So she shouldn't speak. She should keep quiet. When it comes to human rights abuse, they didn't just infringe on other people's rights. They killed them. They met dead people. I come from Ekropon. Ekuapem North. I come from Latte. My constituents, including heads of states, including justices of the Supreme Court, were brought out and shot and killed by her political party. And because at that time, we had our ancestors being prim proper, traveling abroad, going to have meetings, and trying to find resolution, they think they can do the same to us in 2026. No, it will not happen. And that's the point I'm trying to make to you. But that's just a digression. Let me come to the issues. Listen, she speaks so much of accountability and all of that, and I laugh. Moro, what is the big deal if the government of the day believes that there are issues that must be looked into? It's not a big deal. Everybody must account. If somebody goes to BNI Yoko, it makes the person a criminal. She herself will go to Yoko and BNI. It doesn't mean she's a criminal.
Oh, thanks for the advance notice.
You understand? It doesn't mean that she's a criminal.
No, thanks for the advance notice.
Yes, but why? If you work with the state, why won't you go and account? But it doesn't mean she's a criminal. Moro, the finance minister, even 2 weeks to elections, was he not in court? Did he? What is he in jail?
Not at all.
So what is he talking about? What is she talking about? The fact that you go and invite people to question them about in fact, I expect that every former government official would actually respond to one thing or the other. There's no crime about it. All of us would have to go to the Yoko BNI to go and respond to issues that pertains to government dealings. But you going to Yoko and BNI means that you're a criminal?
Who has said so?
Oh no, please don't interrupt me. I sat down and listened to you for 20 minutes. I beg you.
All right.
You know I was writing. I beg you. I beg you. Please.
No, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
I beg you. I want to have.
That's how his interpretation of what he said.
So you sitting here and talking about the Yoko BNI, it means what? Everybody would have to go so long as you decide to come and take state responsibility. Like you have. You will go one day. You would respond to it. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what, but if the fact that somebody has been invited to Yoko BNI shouldn't be something you sit on TV and singing as. It is not the end. It is a means to an end. There are laws in this country. One of the laws are that when the state believes that there are things to look into, they will invite you and look into it. The same law says that when the state invites you, you will get your time to defend yourself. Then eventually the same law says that the justices of the court will look into the matter and bring judgments. So why do you sit on TV and you're talking about invitations? What has invitations got to do with anything? What is the value in invitation? It means nothing. It means nothing. You are here talking about PDS and all of that. Listen, you invited people. I read her boss's statement. Her boss said that the government believes that there may have been some transfers from ECG to PDS. So that is government's belief. So government is now going to look into it and ascertain whether that belief is grounded in fact or not. Is that not the case? How is that even an achievement? How is this an achievement? How many times haven't we heard these announcements on TV? The real proof is when you go to court. These people you've invited, they have a right not to even tell you anything. You can't do anything to them. There's nothing you can do to them. You can't bundle them and go and put them in jail. Atufose was not bundled into jail. He's finance minister today. The Bank of Ghana governor himself was in court. Today is Bank of Ghana governor. So what are you talking about? What are you saying as if inviting people? Which of your people or persons were not invited to all these institutions? And today they are holding positions. We should stop this. And the NDC have done this to us from day one. They will come and announce, rumble in the jungle. They've been things, and they will do all manner of things. Listen, stop talking. If you think somebody has done something, go to court. And the fact that the person is in court doesn't mean anything. It's like sometimes they come and announce this thing to shame people, even before they have their time. Like what is the value in that? And when eventually you lose your case, because your case is just political, allow these people to have their time. I don't know anything about somebody being invited. It's nothing. Do you know the number of former appointees who are still trooping in Yoko, BNI, and National Security? It's not a big deal. If I have questions to answer during my tenure in office, tomorrow I will go and answer. But what is the drama around it? 2025 audit reports are out, you know that.
Yeah.
There are issues in every institution in the audit report. When the new government comes, the new government will take the audit report and invite you to come and respond to something that they find worth getting explanation for. It doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
When you keep using will, it suggests that it's something that you know that may something wrong which may have.
It's standard operating. No, it's standard operating procedure.
Okay.
It may not necessarily be something wrong.
Okay.
It's just a matter of clarity.
Clarity and explanation.
You understand? And that is why I get bothered and worried and I laugh when they make it rather look like it's something wrong. The fact that a security agency invites somebody to interrogate the person doesn't mean the person has necessarily done something wrong.
Okay. So
that's the point I'm making.
So maybe she may be invited, not will.
Oh, she will.
Why?
It's a standard operating procedure.
Is every government appointee invited by Yoko?
All of us.
Everybody.
Yes.
What a blatant lie.
All of us. Why do you keep?
That's not.
Why
true.
do you keep?
That's not true.
Why do you keep?
It's not everybody who's invited.
No. So I am saying that. But you see, you don't listen to me. I said that when you pick the report,
yes,
and you find something worth,
yes.
So if you don't find anything worth, you're not part of the category.
So that's conditional.
When you are found, when there's something worth,
so that's conditional.
Clarity sought for in your report.
Yes.
Why not?
So conditional.
Yes.
Yes.
So for me,
so
I don't
when you use will and conditional.
No. You will if there's something found in there. But that's what I'm saying. But even if something is found and you are invited, it doesn't make you an automatic criminal.
No, but it's a fair point.
But that is the problem with them.
Okay.
The problem with them is that they parade people on TV and radio and make it look like they've committed some crime, and the people are still working. You know why? Because you didn't make the laws.
Yeah.
The laws were not made for you. The laws were made to protect everybody, including yourself. You need that protection even more than the people you think that you are shaming. You need it more.
Okay.
Because the clock is ticking for everybody.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think they need to calm down. They should focus more on the end. You've invited them. You think you have questions for them. Ask them the questions. When you get the answers and you believe there is value in it, don't come and even bother us with us. Go to court. We want to hear the judgment. You understand?
Okay.
Because the judgment is what would establish the fact. Because what you are telling us is not fact. You are spinning it. It is the judgment that will tell us this and this and this are actually the facts that transpired in court.
Okay.
Then everybody say you've done well. But let me even come to some of the various digressionary issues that she raised, because I've dealt with the substantive matter now. Listen, Moro, I don't know whether Shamima this morning is becoming a weapon fashioned against the NDC. Because, you see, you are talking about the MPP and the Akufo-Addo taking businesses that were supposed to go to the state and other people to their family members. Hey, there is no government in the history of this country that has committed such family and friends crime than the NDC under John Mahama. No government in the history of this country. You know, John Mahama and this NDC government, His Excellency, are in their 6th year of governance. 6th year. His Excellency John Mahama, this is his 6th year. No government can beat him and Shamima when it comes to family and friends. She herself, she's not the only one in government. Because she's not the only one in her family that is NDC member. So she's enjoying. Her family members are also enjoying. You understand what I'm saying? But here she is, having left hers at home, and she's coming to accuse the Akufo-Addo. That's why I'm saying that she should take her time and pick the issues, because she'll be drawing herself into a area that she shouldn't draw. Today in this country, the Mahama brothers, you see, she's going to invite me into things that ideally I don't want to get into, because I personally, I don't hold that view. I don't think that there is anything wrong with a president and the brother being competent or cousin or something. I have always had an issue. I had an issue when she and the party came after Kenuforiata and Gabi Ochedakun. Because I don't think that because my brother Moro has become president, all of a sudden my business should collapse. When I was doing my business before Moro became president.
It's a matter of principle.
Well, yes. That is why I always try so much not to, be drawn into it. But she can't even do that in this country. Which business is being done by any other person apart from their government and their friends? Including even canopies and chairs. Canopies and chairs. Go to the ministries. Her department at the office of the president. Every canopy and chairs for every ministry and department, every event, ask her where it's going to. Is it not going to the deputy chief of staff's company? Were we not here when the deputy chief of staff's company was seen to be grabbing contracts all over the place? And she's talking, about the Akufo-Addo government taking businesses from SIC. But you forget this thing. You see, you are inviting me into area that you hurt people. People who are minding their business. People who are minding their business, you are going to draw them into unnecessary things this morning. That Akufo-Addo and his government did what? Mention one. You say SIC. When we have taken everything today, we have basically swept everything to one group of persons, including you. It includes you. It includes you because you are not the only one chopping in your family. Under the NDC, some of your party people who work so hard don't even have anything. But you have gotten it, and other family members have also gotten it in the same family, in your same house.
What are you even talking about?
You understand? So we need to be very careful when we are guilty of certain things and we forget ourselves and try to draw an old standing propaganda just to our benefit. You hurt yourself. And in hurting yourself, you hurt so many other people.
Okay.
So many other people needlessly. And I think that she needs to be very cautious. If she doesn't listen, because you realize I've restrained myself a lot when it comes to some of the things. If she doesn't listen and stick to the issue, and she decides to bring it up, I will go all out, and the people watching me will know that to be her fault.
All right, so let's take a break.
No, can I just say something?
I'll give you the opportunity to respond.
Right.
Yes. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro television, and I still have with me here Shamima Muslim, who is Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, and also Dennis Miracles Abuaji, who is the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign, and so the spokesperson for the Bawumia campaign. So please stay with us, don't go anywhere. You're still watching Good Morning Ghana.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us, and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Wabedum, time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozig. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Arrowfield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Cook Africa, Cook Africa, Cook Africa on AU Day. My name is Marcel, a typical Beninese, live in Ghana. I'm inviting all the Beninese or non-Beninese, I'm inviting all of you on the 23rd May at Metro TV at 9 a.m. sharp. I'm inviting all of you to come and then we'll enjoy Jenkple, a typical Benin food, which we use the similar ingredients as a jollof, the same ingredient we use for Jenkple, but this time we add basil to it because that one is a different aroma we are looking for. That's why we add those extra spices to it to get what we really want. I'm inviting all of you to come and join. Mes chers amis, je vous invite, venez massivement. On va célébrer AU Day on the 23rd May. Je vous invite. Merci et au revoir.
Oh Africa, c'est ça sans fort. Moi j'ai beaucoup.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My very good friends are still here. My guests are still here. Dennis Miracles Abuaji is the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign, also spokesperson for the campaign. Also with us here, Shamima Muslim, Deputy Presidential Spokesperson. Shamima, you have some quick rebuttals to make, huh?
Just a few comments, actually. You know, Moro, you started the show, went on to apologize for a video that was taken on the internet.
Right.
Now, Dennis, in his contribution, did not mention any member of government as being responsible for that particular video.
Yeah.
But he concluded by issuing a threat to the government, to the NDC, that we should be aware that the MPP of today is not the MPP of their...
Of yesterday.
Antecedents or ancestors, as he put it, claiming that the NDC does not wield monopoly to violence. And it was right to remind Dennis which ancestors first introduced violence into our politics. That is a fact. So when you teach people, they will learn. Today, he's gone on a litany of accusations and baseless claims. You see, Dennis is known for acting the victim, even on matters that they are the most guilty of. And you're always happy that the people who watch, the people who listen, the people who see, know which tradition has done this country well over a long period of time. So let him continue to throw his threats around. Let him continue to act a victim when they are the ones that brought a lot of pain and diverted this country's development. Those facts exist. And no matter how highfalutin claims Dennis makes this morning will not erode their contribution to the violent overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. When the NPP reorganized itself after its 3 decades in the wilderness and contested the 1992 elections after sitting out of the constitution-making process and staying out of parliament, what happened after 2000 when Kufuor came into power? I keep saying that the tone of transitions was bequeathed to us by the actions and activities of the New Patriotic Party. Moreover, in 2016, before the 2016 elections, which political group introduced the word family and friends? You see, we must be fair to ourselves as a country. And why it is important is because Dennis is positioning himself as the spokesperson of the NPP flag bearer. Dennis is on air and has communicated that they are positioning themselves to take back the reins of power come 2028. And yet, the doyens of free speech sit on national television and tell people that they shouldn't speak, in his own words. The doyens of free speech sit on national television and tell people that they shouldn't speak. Who here? Well, that is how he interpreted something. When he no. Yes. I wrote it. He said don't speak. He said it. Please, I took it out and I wrote it. It's very rich. Please, when he kept saying that I will go to EOCO.
That's what I asked him.
And then he after persistently saying it, yes, he said that people should not air their views because of what? Because they are afraid of you. No, I'm saying that don't be threat.
When they don't speak,
please, you said I shouldn't mind, I shouldn't interrupt. Please, you said so.
I'm asking her because
you said so.
I heard you say speak, Dennis, but we'll speak back.
Yes.
That's what I heard you
say. You sat there and you heard what you heard. I also heard what I heard. I am saying to you that who has said that going to report at EOCO means that you are guilty of something? Who has said that?
Right.
So, the ability to always fudge the issue so they can avoid accountability. Here, he has failed to communicate in any way that he expects that what happened with PDS should be investigated and a solution found. Why didn't they act? When you knew that something wrong had happened and you cancelled the contract. If you meant this country well, why didn't you act? Why did you not act? Why were you called clearing agents? I am saying that it is they who introduced the word family and friends, because at that time, President Mahama had 1 or 2 family relations in his government. And when they came into office, you see, they always changed the goalposts. When they came into office, there was an entire list of close relations and friends. I am also in alignment with you that it is practically impossible for any president to come into office and say that not a single member of my family would work in government or in the public service or in a state institution. But who made it an issue? It is you who made it an issue. And then when you came, you abused you showed the real colors of what family and friends are. Close, direct relations. Please show me which of President Mohammed's brother is a defense minister. Show me which of President Mohammed's brother is a finance minister. No, please, don't stop that. Stop that. They could do anything. They were in sensitive positions and places. You show me. Defense minister. Education minister, is he President Mohammed's brother? Health minister, is he President Mohammed's brother? So please, nobody says it will be unreasonable to expect. But you people made politics out of what you describe as the family and friends government. So what are your values? You preach one thing, when you come into power, you do the opposite. Is that the party you are positioning to come back in 2028? Sitting here, introducing and threatening the NDC. Thank God that this same PNDC transitioned to NDC, learnt its lessons. Many members of the NDC have in public, on record, decried the excesses of that regime. Many members, from the founder to national executives, on record. Tell me, till date, his antecedents, and they still refuse, still deny their complicity in what happened in 1966. Talking about the collapse of businesses. After 2000, what didn't we see? Arbitrary arrest of political opponents. Chachu Chikata has recently shared his harrowing experience. It wasn't enough that he was jailed. There were even attempts to poison him in prison. Is that the model political party that today he wants to throw threats? That was what the point was about. Just as he started by trying to threaten the NDC, I needed to remind him to look home and reflect deeply so that collectively we will advance the cause of our democracy. Learn collective lessons from the excesses of our collective past. Because no one holds any moral high ground. No one, especially them, can hold any moral high ground with regards to promoting excesses within our, society.
Okay.
In the Akufo-Addo administration.
All right.
Go and listen to the cries of Amoabeng and how he felt he was treated. Political opponents were being prosecuted, which is what is supposed to be. So nobody is running away from persecution. But why don't they always want to accept some little responsibility? Today he cannot ask Ken Ofori-Atta to come back. He says that everybody goes to EOCU. They cannot encourage Ken to come back and go through the process that other members of their party are going through. Yet he will sit on air, throw his hands, threaten people, indicating that the lessons that Ghanaians wanted to teach them in the 2024 elections, Dennis especially hasn't learned any of it.
Okay.
Dennis especially hasn't learned any of it.
All right.
This morning, I saw him post, and I'm sure we're going to come back.
Yeah.
Is it the arrogance with which they speak,
I'll bring it. Sure.
the arrogance with which they threaten, the arrogance with which they believe that they are the only custodians of wisdom, is telling indeed. And yet, they are the ones who are saying today that they are best positioned.
Okay.
With what? With what values? With what values?
Okay.
With what difference?
All right.
I'm sure those who listen to us, who know the histories, who have lived through the past 8 years, they know the difference between a vindictive government and one that strives to do right by most of its citizens.
Okay. All right.
Moro,
Dennis.
Initially I thought Shabiba had only been weaponized against the NDC, but now it's turning into principalities and powers against the NDC. Listen, the NDC can go round and round and round, but nobody beats them when it comes to atrocities against citizens of the Republic of Ghana. So when she says that none of us we do have a moral right, you don't have.
You don't.
We are not pleased with you. You and I are not the same.
You don't.
You belong to the NDC, I belong to the MPP.
You
I have
don't.
the moral high ground standing. You
have
don't
not.
have. Because there is nowhere in the history of this country, in MPP's history, where we lined up citizens of this country by the sea and shot them in their heads. You know why the UN had to pass one of the crimes against humanity to be the most of all? Because crimes are not even equal. If they were equal, UN will not pass that resolution. So don't try to make us equal. We are not the same as you. Those people you killed, their families would have wished you jailed them. So you don't compare jail to murder. You are insulting those families if you try to compare jail.
You killed a pensioner.
Can you? I beg you.
Through your vile policies.
I beg you. Moro, don't nod your head. Tell her to maintain steeze and composure. She shouldn't follow me to destroy her steeze and composure.
Please flow.
Please. No, she shouldn't interrupt you. Because if she does, I'll do the same to her.
She won't.
So please, I beg you. She should save herself and her party this morning. She's really doing them.
We don't want to save ourselves.
You put people on the street and whip them in their private parts. You line people out. In fact, this NDC party actually beats people up for owning 2 toilets in their homes. 2 toilets in their homes. They beat people up for owning 2 toilets in their homes. So you should never say we are equal. We are not equal. We are not the same. Please. Okay. We are not in the same league with you. We are not murderers.
We cannot be.
Oh, I bet, Charlie.
We cannot be.
Moro,
please go ahead.
Control her.
Go ahead.
We are not the same.
Control.
You are not the same. We are not murderers. We don't murder.
You are.
Now, Moro, see, when I say she's bringing trouble to people, she doesn't understand. I would prefer, as a citizen of this country, a president that appoints his brother, his cousin, like Ofor did, as defense minister, so she's able to run the country, than a president that carries the entire country's assets, like the voter basin, to the brother, to own forever. I would prefer that. I would prefer a president that appoints his brother as Minister of Agric than a president that will give every gold, minerals, or natural resource to the brother. Charlie Shamima, if I follow her. Okay. Now, Moro, let me come to you. I don't want to. It's okay. I won't follow her. If I follow her, I will say things.
Let's move on.
That's people who are sitting at home minding their business. Because you see, I keep telling you.
Yes.
Baumia's brother is doing business now as we speak. He's been doing business since Kufuor's time. If Baumia becomes president, his brother will do business. Baumia's brother's business should not collapse because his brother, Mahamudu Baumia, decided to go and do politics. You understand what I'm saying? And that is why I try to restrain myself. But Shamima is not allowing me. I've said enough on that. Now, on PDS. You see, PDS is as Unibank of the Dufours S. So if she asks us that, why didn't we retrieve anything? What did we do about it? I tell her that what we did about Dufours, which they came to office, and I've let them go scot-free with Ghanaian people's money. That is what PDS also is. So the same way she and the government came and allowed the Dufours to go home scot-free with Ghanaian people's money, that's the same way they are supposed to do whatever they want to do with PDS. It's their business. They are in power. They have their mandate. Whatever they choose to do with it is their business. But she shouldn't sit here and talk about the PDS. And now, when we had Dufour and Co in court, okay, for the atrocities against Ghanaian depositors in this country, haven't they left them to go home? Are the depositors' money not with them? Is the state's money not with them? Didn't they go to court and go and tell the court that we are no longer interested in this matter? So she comes to sit here sanctimoniously trying to posture herself as we are the fighters of the state. Which NDC person that was in court is still in court? You've come to allow all your friends to go home and you are going after your opponents. That's your choice. You have the mandate. But please don't come and preach to us. Because every single NDC member that has been in court, you and your party people have gone to court to tell the court that you are not interested. And they are working. In fact, you are doing business with them. And have given them appointments. You have given them appointments in your government. So we know what you are doing. You are going after your opponents. It's okay. You speak, they come after you. As I sit here, I'm speaking, they are coming after everybody. It's fine. It will pass. You coming after us doesn't mean anything. The real test is in the court. Nobody is afraid of that. We know that is what you will do. We are ready for it. But eventually when the tables turn, and we are also dealing with the same matter in the same manner, you don't have to worry. You are talking about Kenneth Ofori-Atta. Sedinam Tamakulu, you have energy to be talking about Kenneth Ofori-Atta to come to Ghana. Moro, Sedinam Tamakulu is not only wanted for investigation. Kenneth Ofori-Atta has not been charged for anything. Kenneth Ofori-Atta has not been jailed for anything. He has not been convicted for anything. You can trial Kenneth Ofori-Atta without his presence. You don't need Kenneth Ofori-Atta to come to Ghana to trial him. I will speak about Kenneth Ofori-Atta when the court in this country has convicted him of a crime and is not coming to come and serve his punishment. But in terms of trial, if you invite me, I choose not to speak. There's nothing you can do to me. You don't need Kenneth Ofori-Atta to trial him. If you think Ken Ofori-Atta has committed a crime, you don't need Ken Ofori-Atta in Ghana. We didn't need Ferdinand Tamaklo of the NDC in Ghana before trying her. Why is she not asking Ferdinand Tamaklo to come to Ghana?
Oh, she's coming.
I beg
You've
you,
not
so
seen it.
please, when you are speaking, you chose not to mention her.
Is
Why is Ferdinand Tamaklo?
Because it's a
Is she in
determined
Ghana?
matter.
You know she's coming.
Is she in Ghana? I know what. How do I know she's coming?
Denial.
How do I know she's coming? When you say she's
Americans
coming,
arrested
have you
her.
seen her ticket?
She's been
What are you
arrested.
talking about? Ferdinand Tamaklo, who has been jailed.
The what's the name? Victor Smith.
Moro.
Tells us that.
Moro, which Victor Smith? The NDC Victor Smith?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Why you don't trust him?
Will you trust the NDC on what?
Oh, why? You don't trust him.
On what do you trust the
Ambassadors
NDC
of
on?
America.
So please, I am saying that the person who has even been jailed, convicted by the courts in this country, belongs to your party. So if there is anything you need to say about people, Ken there, you don't need him. Ken doesn't have to be in Ghana. Try him. If you have anything on him, try him. Ken has, at the moment, Ken not coming to Ghana. It's not a crime. He has not flouted any law in this country if he decides not to come to Ghana. Because even if Ken Ofori-Atta is in Ghana, he doesn't have to respond to you. You have to take him to court. The SML people, it's not only Ken Ofori-Atta. Those who are in Ghana, are they in jail? I don't know whom. Are they in jail? So if Ken Ofori-Atta comes to Ghana today, what would you do to her? You can try him if you want. So Shamima needs to. I beg you. Don't. Shamima, you. No. I don't want to answer any question from her.
One
Please.
question.
No.
One.
I won't answer. I reserve the right to know. So Shamima needs to know which battles to choose. I am sending this last caution, and again, I have directed all our communicators as the 2024 communications director of the MPP's campaign that anybody who comes after our flag bearer, go after the person in 3 folds.
Okay.
Oh, 3 folds is generous. 3 folds is like generous. Dennis shouldn't think that.
Would I get a chance to speak again?
This is Dennis.
She does, I'll do it again.
Who was the spokesperson of the candidates that was humiliated at the polls just because of this same posturing. This same posturing is what Kevin Taylor is not a government spokesperson. You see what he's saying? So
let me tell you something.
Don't tell me anything. Moro, I'm the one speaking. Moro, I'm the one speaking. Moro, I am the one speaking. I am saying that. Please, do you know them to be Kevin Taylor? Kevin Taylor tells us that he was. You see, so what? Why so heavy and animated?
Lost elections by 1 million.
Why has?
So let me do the same.
And imagine so.
Let it land.
Imagine.
Shama, what
you think?
What do
come after our flag bearer, come after you. That's all. 3 folds. Mark it anywhere.
Thank you
so
much.
Mark it anywhere. 3 folds. Come after you.
All right, please go ahead.
Come after our flag bearer. Who come after you?
Imagine, I have not come at anybody's
you dare not.
And you also
you dare not come after our flag bearer. You dare not come after our flag bearer.
Please,
hold on. Let it.
You don't reserve monopoly for misbehavior.
You dare not.
Please, you do
you
not.
You dare not come
after
our flag bearer.
What have you done so far?
I point it.
No. What have you done so far?
You can fight it as much as you want, but that's statement I have said.
Who here?
You have sounded this question already. It's okay. This is about
who here?
She's not belaboring the question. She's worried about it.
Who here?
She's worried
has
about
come
it.
against has come at who here?
Then why are you responding to it?
Please,
then why do you keep responding to it? Why are you worried about it?
Do you know how many times he has called my name?
Why are you worried about it?
Do you know how many times?
Why are you worried about it?
Worried about what?
I said something to people who will come after our flag bearer.
Why
are you worried about it?
You threatened the NDC.
Why are you worried about it?
You threatened the NDC.
Come after our flag bearer and we'll come after you.
Yes,
Mark it anyway.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you. Are you done? Can I speak? Mora Audu.
Yes.
Kevin Taylor, that he has mentioned consistently, tells us that he was a card-bearing member of the NPP. Did he not?
He said it publicly.
So let him go and deal with a former member of us. But again,
is he a former member?
He says that he was a card-bearing member of the NPP and he knows them. Okay. And so has been informing
he brought NDC to power?
You see, there's no discipline.
Haven't you heard him say he brought NDC to power?
They never.
The same Kevin Taylor. Haven't you heard him threaten the president and he brought him to power?
It's also a fact. It's also a fact. He said it. Let's go. Please go ahead, Shama.
By insulting the Otumfuo and everybody.
The indiscipline that took them to opposition with 1.7 million votes. He has the temerity to refer to 1 million votes. And yet, because we learnt lessons, and yet because after the defeat, President Mahama went to the table, we sought recompense we went round this
Moro, I will even
country.
respond to her again.
We
Let's
did
go to
the right
substantive
things.
BOG issue. If I follow her, I'll be distracted
Master,
the whole day. Let's go to the BOG
you see,
issues.
there's no
I will
discipline.
even respond to her again.
They are
I won't
never
respond to her.
capable of practicing
waste
what
of
they
my
preach.
time.
The arrogance. You sit on TV and you say that engaging a co-panelist is a waste of your time. You have wasted your time for the past 8 years. 8 years, you were never able to bring the people, the opponents you were persecuting. You were never able. You are not the one to dictate what will happen on this
Why
show.
would you respond to her every day?
DJ Mo, I'm saying to him that he, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, as the head of the campaign communications, who on the day they realized they
If
were
you
voting
come
in
after a candidate, we'll come after you. That's all, we'll come after
at
you.
dawn,
Charlie,
appeared on
go to
TV
the
to
substitute
lie
leader.
to the members that they were winning. Let me say one thing. He said that Dr. Baumier's brother, was doing business long ago, and if Mahmoud Baumier comes, he will continue to. But Ibrahim Mahama was not doing business long ago. Ibrahim Mahama, with the mining, with his company, the one Ghanaian local mining company most positioned to run a mine. That one, it's a crime for him to do business. Yet again, Ghanaians will not forget who introduced family and friends in this administration. Okay. You can puff and huff for all you want. Let me remind again, Dennis Miracles Abuachi, who has mentioned my name 50 times since we started this book, because I am meeting you boot for boot. I see you love my name, and I want to also show you love by mentioning your name. You will not, tomorrow, the lies that he has spewed this morning is not, it's not surprising, because many people know that it is his modus operandi. It is his modus operandi. So let me also send a stern warning to Mr. Dennis Miracles Abuaji, and he may take same to his communicators that none of his jandam will be allowed to fly. That on all fours we will deal with them adequately, and the people who are to answer will be made to answer.
No problem.
He can run away all he wants. He can pretend all they want. But the people who must answer, they will be made to answer. And the Ghanaians know better. This is the posture of the government that wants to return.
Let me read a few messages and then we'll end with hold on a second. Now, Sandy Saliu, who is watching the show, says, Assalamu alaikum, brother. What's the topic on the table? It's an assorted kind of. Let us know indeed. A conundrum watching some of these NPP communicators. Attitude like this will further shrink their campaign. I'm so disappointed. Did I hear Shawima's president? Please, Miracles Abuaji. Is Miracles Abuaji a Matian? Really? Not a good morning. Sandy Saliu sends that message. Now, Kojotu Mboafu says that, good morning, Moro. Please allow your predecessor to cook. You are playing Pontius Pilate. What I need Dennis Abuaji to answer is where Ken Oforiatta, the man who stole our pensions and our savings. I'm hearing Moro saying the MPP don't murder. Having said MPP don't murder. I've never said that. It says that, does Dennis know about the Matimehu days? They are the ones who used a pestle to pound the private parts of a pregnant woman. You say you don't kill. Did Akufo-Addo's father, as a judge of the Supreme Court, not convict pensioners of their tradition for bomb making? When you make bombs, what exactly are you going to use the bombs for? It is rich for a failed DC to come and sit on TV this morning to pontificate to us. Dennis, your own party sacked you.
He forgot their bomb throwing days.
This one, Alfred Kojo Thompson says that please tell let Shama know that it was Bagwin who introduced the word family and friends into politics when they made them the three wise men, and he never had any chance to ever meet the president. Those sending her the lessons aren't teaching her right. The trustees of NDC can never have any moral ground in this country. The businesses they collapse at Amparo. Maybe she forgot about what they did to Apino Soap. Please, she should know better and save herself the shame.
So
that's Alfred Kojo Thompson, who's one of the communicators of the NPP. Now, someone, Brian Boabin, says, Moro, kindly remind my big sister Shayama that people were shot for less and on some poor and illogical reason as personal loans. That's from Samuel Brian Boabin. Kofi Apenu says, tell Miracles that when we're in a country called Ghana and is governed by rules and not governed by NPP's rules. If he tries that, whatever he showed during their rule, he would be sorry. The security agencies will deal with him and any other. What does he think he is? Who does he think he is? Who put up those LGBT images against Mahama? When the guy was arrested, he went on demonstration between Bawumia and Bawumia, who is more peaceful. Miracles is one reason why Bawumia would not cross 28% in 2028 elections. Bawumia should better fire him if he wants to take a good step. Was he not chased out of his home as DC? Who was rude to chiefs in this country with Danado? He should give us a break. He can only be authoritative in the MPP. And then this one here, people are still sending me messages about this video, guys, we're sorry, please forgive us. This one said, the Rambo-style arrest of citizens in this regime is unnecessary. For God's sake, we are not in a military regime but a constitutional government. If this continues, Ghanaians will be left with no choice but to rise against the cruel treatment. I like the way Dennis is keeping it cool with Shamima. Are they keeping it cool? The pampering is understandable.
Okay. People are always so arrogant and full of themselves.
And this one here from Alfred Kojo Tredo says Miracles Abuaji should get his facts right. The NDC was never involved in most of the things he's alleging. He should go back to Ekwapeman School and continue with his history license. I'm sure he will get to know what the UP tradition did against Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Even form JSS students will tell you about the 1966 coup. Personalities that Miracles with blah 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 will keep the MPP in opposition for a long time because they will not refrain from the gutter politics. I've told you that when you send a message and an attack on any of my guests, I will not read it.
But you read it.
It's not.
You read it. I say you read it.
No. Some of the. So
how do you finish reading the thing before you say you read it? You are reading the thing. You say you read it.
No, this one I didn't read. I took it out. So this one says that. So Mansa Musa says, good morning, Moro. I'm watching this morning show with quite a few lads here in my study, almost in unison. Everyone is saying NDC deserves every kickback and pushback from MP communicators because now popular notion is that the NDC lied about all the corruption allegations against the MPP when the latter were in power. Let the NDC know that the only time the MP will put in their proper place is when the seemingly weak NDC has been able to investigate, prosecute, acquit, or jail many corrupt NPP individuals. Good morning from Mansa Musa, Voice of London Radio. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says that, good morning, my brother. In fact, Miracles and the MP as a political party need not to be blamed. The NDC as a political party needs to blame itself. It has 1 year and some months and no single person in prison. A lot of floating voters and Ghanaians voted for the NDC with a difference of 1 million to come and correct the wrongs. As we speak, a lot of them are disappointed in us. So I don't think Miracles and the MP should be blamed. Interesting times, NDC, wake up. But Miracles should not think he's talking to his school children. You should at least respect the viewers. Dennis says that please go back to the cocoa farm in your polo designer shirts and preach to the cocoa farmers. By the way, I have to give you a caveat. Dennis is from my hometown of Latte, but he doesn't reflect us. That's because Chumba is back. Now, this one here from Mr. Nunu says that who placed a bomb in a flower and gave it to a child? Miracles should respond.
His ancestors.
Someone, Brian Boabin, says that the government cannot fight corruption because they are more corrupt themselves. Why free people who have caused gargantuan financial loss to the state while prosecuting others for far less? Now, ATTV Kweku Roger says that good morning, Miracles is making the show. He's running commentary while Shamima is speaking. Okay. Now, Aaron Asidu says, we the communicators of the MPP are going to comply with the directive from from Director Dennis. We shall protect DMB till he becomes president. Carlos from Odododio says, it seems that the MP communicator Miracles does not fully understand what he's talking about. He comes across as something on matters of governance. We should not forget that during the 2020 elections, lives were lost, Ghanaians were killed, and that remains a serious issue that must be ignored. That must not be ignored. Before he speaks about violence or governance, he should reflect on his history and actions of his own party, including events in regions like Ashanti. It is important to be honest and consistent with addressing such sensitive matters. He has previously claimed that no one would vote for the NDC, yet today he's changing his position and trying to rebrand himself. That contradiction raises questions about his credibility. Governance is not about noise or empty talk. It's about responsibility and delivering results for the people. Ghanaians are discerning and they will not be swayed by rhetoric alone. He should exercise restraint and allow the current administration to focus on managing the country and improving lives. Constructive criticism is welcome, but he must be grounded in truth and consistency. Carlos, and I said, God bless you. That's what he writes.
Hey,
Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, who's a Minister for Tourism and Creative Arts, she says that I wish all the students writing the 2026 BCE, especially those in my beloved K2 South, all the best in the exams. Remain calm, stay focused, and obey the rules. She also says I say hello to all of you. Alhaji Suwari from Goldboard, that's my final message. It says, I don't know why the MP keeps saying Kevin Taylor is NDC member today. Kevin has never said he's NDC member. The man has always claimed he's MPP and showed his membership card. It wasn't only Kevin who wanted the MPP to go to opposition because of the bad governance they faced on Ghanaians. Most of the guys who supported Nana Addo Dankwa to become president, like A+, Captain Smart, etc., could take the bad governance the MPP meted out to us in this country. These are the kind of talks that resulted in Bamia's unprecedented defeat in the last polls. All right. And then, Papa Bisu, I beg you, let me have some more. Papa Bisu, good morning. He says that, hi bro, if one is in opposition and refuse to analyze what landed you and they continue to show arrogance plus spewing falsehood, thinking that it will help to gain political power, think twice, Dennis Miracles Abuaji. Papa Bisu from Spain, Texas, and he says greetings to Shamima. Okay, so a gentleman and a lady, let me just do this. So there have been some fallouts from the BOG's financial statement that is issued, the audited financial statement. Now, it looks like, but quite clearly experts and civil society organizations have weighed in. Now, the Ghanaian Times today says that, that's on page 12. It says BOG's 2025 losses stabilized the economy. Professor Ebo Tek Singh has been talking, and Benjamin Akten Tete of the Ghanaian Times says that an economist at the University of Ghana, Professor Ebo Tek Singh, has said the losses recorded by the Bank of Ghana BOG in its 2025 financial results contributed to broader economic stability. He explains that the central bank's losses helped drive down inflation, stabilize the cedi, and support reserve accumulation through the Good for Reserves program. Professor Texan cautioned against politicizing the BOG's 2025 financial results, stressing that the central bank's mandate was not profit-making, but macroeconomic stability. He made these remarks during a discussion on the 2025 BOG financial results on the Norman Report X platform on Sunday. Other speakers include Dr. Tiwe Champon, Technical Advisor at the Ministry of Finance, and Mr. Sechum Akwabwa, Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries. According to Professor Texan, the BOG has fulfilled its mandate through effective monetary policy. He commended the bank's management for stabilizing the cedi, noting that this has boosted investor and business confidence. However, he emphasized the need to strengthen reserves further through the Good for Reserve program to build resilience against external shocks, including geopolitical tensions such as the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. The geopolitical issues that are going on all over the world will continue, and we need to, as a matter of fact, be able to ramp up enough reserve buffers that can withstand those shocks so that our businesses can thrive. Professor Texing also rejected claims by the opposition MPP that the central bank is policy insolvent, arguing that it still has effective tools, including open market operations, to manage inflation. So don't let us politicize some of these issues to the extent that these hardworking men and women at the central bank will feel that they are doing their best, but the politicians are taking them to the cleaners. The central bank will remain the central bank no matter what political party comes to power. Mr. Chuma Kwaba noted that establishment of the cedi had increased business confidence, enabling better planning per AGI's Business Afrobarometer survey. However, he said business remain cautiously optimistic due to concerns about the sustainability of the cedi's stability given past fluctuations. In Ghana, we have had single digits before, and so this is not the first time. The challenge that has always been when you have such situations and it doesn't last too long and it becomes an issue. So the businesses are happy with what is going on, but they are still cautiously optimistic about how long it is going to stay. So we have just 20 minutes to deal with this matter. So I'd plead with the two of you that everybody gets a take on this matter, and then we can end it. I mean, it's a matter that we'll trend for the rest of the week. We can't exhaust every issue here. So I'll start with Dennis. There are some people who feel that, look, once the economy is doing well, the macroeconomy numbers are looking good, let's not focus too much on the role of the central bank, whether they made a loss or profits. There are others who also think that that's important. We need to focus on the performance of the central bank. If it's made a loss, it's not a good thing. Quite clearly, your party agrees with the former, which is that if it's made a loss, it's a loss. So that's the latter. No, sorry, the former. If it's made a loss, it's made a loss, and we have to interrogate what is the cause of that loss, what has brought about it. Having listened to all the public commentary on this matter, and businesses and ordinary people saying, well, once the economy is doing well, we are fine, you still think that we need to interrogate the figures again?
I think fundamentally, this for me is a very serious matter. The fact
Why?
that our central bank is near policy insolvency is a very serious matter. It's not something that you can speak and talk your way out of. There's a fundamental principle we must all agree and admit this morning. Any other thing is a matter of opinion and how you want to use the data to weave your way out of it. The fundamental principle is that it has been established in 2026 under the NDC that all the noise they made about Bank of Ghana losses. You remember in 2024, 2023, the point they kept making was that the central bank, which is the mother of all banks, should not be making losses. I'm sure you heard that. True. And at that time, the same Bank of Ghana defense was that we needed the central bank to intervene to be able to bring the economy back on track. So, what a lot of people have been having issues with the NDC's attempt to say, oh, you know, we did it to save the economy, is that you knew this, and yet you went to do Occupy BOG. The finance minister today led the NDC to go and occupy BOG because the Bank of Ghana had run losses of 9 billion. You get what I'm saying? Then they said they were giving the governor 21 days to resign. They even said that the Bank of Ghana has become a crime scene, all simply because there are losses. Now, you can't come in 2026 and run bigger losses than 2024 and come and say that, oh, as for mine, I did it to save the economy. Which economy did you do it to save? Moro. Which economy? The mechanic today on the streets, the teacher, the nurse, the market woman, the student at University of Ghana, the taxi driver, the businessman whose goods are stuck in the shop because there is little liquidity in the economy and people are not buying. Are they the ones you are saying you saved, or what exactly did you save? It's in twofold. They talk about the macroeconomic indicators. That's what they hide under. And I ask myself, which aspects are you really analyzing? Because you see, the macroeconomic indicators, they are only a means. They are not an end. For the Ghanaian people, it is the end that we are looking for, not the means. Inflation coming down is only a means. It's not an end. So ultimately, what the Ghanaian people are going to use to appraise you is the end. Because, for example, one of the things they flaunt is that we brought inflation from 22 to 3. At what cost? 44 billion Ghana cedis. That's how much you've lost. That is the cost of bringing inflation from 23 to 5, actually. 5.4. 23 to 5.4. That is what inflation was end year 2025. And that is the cost we have to bear for you to achieve that. Then if that is the case, then what was your noise in 2024 about? Because in 2024, we moved inflation from 53% to 23% at a cost of 9 billion. That wasn't saving the economy. Your movement from 23 to 5 is saving the economy. But the one who moved it from 53 to 23, 30 percentage points lower against your 18 at a lower cost, way more than half of your cost, you have a problem with that. You call them a crime scene. You give them 21 days to resign. You go and occupy BOG. This is what the people who are complaining about. Because from the MPP, we have always held the view that the central bank is there to intervene at all times. And they held a different view. In fact, the Bank of Ghana governor in 2025 said that the BOG will not run losses. He lied. He's run double, triple the losses that he came to inherit. The governor said that they were not even going to intervene in the forex regime. He lied. They spent billions just to, intervene in the forex space. So those are issues that you can't run away from. But it is very disrespectful, insulting, for you to come and tell the Ghanaian that, oh, as for me, I have run triple, quadruple the loss that I came to inherit, but I did it to save the economy. Which economy? That is the question everybody is asking. Go to University of Ghana. Somebody just sent me a message. And I'll read it. I'm sure she would even allow me to mention her name. She sent me a message, and she's saying that She is paying 20,000 Ghana cedis for accommodation at Pent Hall at the University of Ghana. In Vandi Hall, their hostel fee in 2024 was 6,200. Today they are paying 7,800. University of Ghana, their fees for Bachelor of Arts was 1,600. Today they are paying 2,365. They used to pay 8 cedis from Okonglo Junction to the Jubilee side, the Pent side. Today they are paying 12 cedis. That is the economy. Those who travel from Accra to Kumasi, they are paying about 20 or 30 cedis more than they used to pay. That is the economy. The Auntie Akosia, my auntie in Koforidua, is paying 24% more for electricity now than she used to pay in 2024. That is the economy. She is paying 15% more for water than she used to pay in 2024. That is the economy. So if in 2024, you came to tell the people that the economy is criminally managed, that they run losses, they should vote for you, you will make it better. And today you come, you run more losses. More losses. In fact, the amount of loss you are running is unprecedented. They were only saved by the gold that had been kept by the MPP. But for the gold that they sold, the 50% of our gold reserves that they sold, but now the Bank of Ghana would have wrapped up by now. That is what saved them. The Dr. Mahmoud Bamia gold reserve that they came to meet and they took and sold in 2025. They sold it when they realized that they were getting insolvent. And so they had to get that money to balance their books. But you see, again, they came to lie to us and told us that, oh, they were only converting the reserves from gold into cash. But that's what they have done per the report. So it's a very serious matter we cannot throw under the bus. Because you see, people kept asking themselves, our economy is struggling. Listen, you can't even pay cocoa farmers. Since October 2025, cocoa farmers are owed till date. At least about 6.5 billion is owed cocoa farmers. It used to be about 11 billion. Since October, that is not all. There are close to about 90,000 metric tons of cocoa. With cocoa farmers, that one, they have harvested, and when they take it to the purchasing clerks, they say, we don't want to touch it because we don't have money to give you when we take it, and we don't want your pressure. So those ones are stuck with the cocoa farmers. Teachers who have worked for 15 months, you still haven't paid them. As recent as last week, they were protesting on the streets. Is that the economy you say you have saved? An economy that cannot pay teachers and nurses their allowances and their salaries? How much increase in public sector wages did they do? Is that the economy you claim you have saved? Today, Moro, this is Rage. Go and walk behind Alisa, Swiss Spirit Hotel. You hear everybody's meter beeping because everybody is on red. Because you buy the electricity, you used to buy 200 cedis a week. Today you are buying 600, 500 cedis a week. The videos are abound. This morning, as we speak, her constituency, there is light out. Immediately I posted our flyer. Her constituent sent me messages and said that please tell Shamima that we don't have electricity in Wa. Oh no, I'll give it to you to read. In Wa,
you mean there's no power in?
They've put up their lights. So they were complaining that this morning, they put it up this morning. They are complaining that they cannot get the how do we even call it? Electricity to watch the show. They sent it to me. They shared it on social media. In Wa, in her constituency, you have come to us to come and take 1 cedi on every liter, 4 cedis per gallon for fuel. So you can buy fuel for generators. You can't even keep power on. For the 16 months they've been in office, 7 months we've had energy crisis in this country. This is the president's 6th year. And 4 years, 7 months of the 6 years, we've had energy crisis. And you tell us you are saving the economy. Which economy did you save? Which economy did you save? Yes, true, you brought inflation from 23 to 5 at a cost of 44 billion. They said 16 billion. Let's give them the 16 billion. Let's forget the one they went to put other comprehensive income. And let's even grant them the 16 billion. You only managed to bring inflation from 23 to 5 with 16 billion. The previous government that you said was criminally managing the economy brought inflation from 50 to 23 with 9 billion. If you look at the Bank of Ghana trajectory, you realize that, yes, indeed, 2022 was a very bad year for our economy. No doubt about that. No, absolutely no doubt about that. Previously, they would have debated the causes. But today, since Iran came, and we saw how they've lost control over the fuel, they've stopped it. Because they dare not. They used to say that, external factors were not, did not have anything on our economy, and that we are the ones driving fuel. We are the ones driving fuel until there was 3 weeks of bomb throwing in Iran. 3 weeks. 3 weeks of bomb throwing in Iran. That provides less fuel than even Russia provides. Okay? And today, they've stopped talking about the fuel. And our fuel is on autopilot as we speak. Because you have absolutely no control about it. That is just what happened to us also in 2022. 2022, when we went into debt crisis and we had to do DDEP, it is the DDEP and other related issues that got Bank of Ghana into that situation. When we had to do DDEP, it wasn't because this government had gone to borrow some extraordinarily situation. It was because the exchange rate got affected by the external factors. And once the exchange rate was affected, 40%, about 40% of our debt was simply as a result of exchange rate differentials. We are not going for any loan. But let me give you an example. You owe $1 million. And the exchange rate is, let's say, 10 cedis. It means that in cedi terms, you owe 10 million cedis. Then all of a sudden, exchange rate becomes 20 cedis. Without going for another loan, your debt will be 20 million Ghana cedis. That's what happened to us. And that is why our debt to GDP went haywire. And then what we needed to do at that time was to balance ourselves and bring ourselves on track. And that is what the Bank of Ghana did. By beginning to work from 2022 to bring us back on track. By 2024, we had reduced these things from 60 billion to 9 billion. Everybody knew that, no, from 60 billion to 9 billion there, you're on the right track. All of a sudden, you talk too much, you brag, you talk so much, talk big. You are giving power. And you moved that from 9 billion losses to 44 billion. Now you are even struggling, you are hiding it. Today you share the report, we download it, then you go and change it and replace it with another one. You are giving it to majority MPs, they are the one present. You are trying to hide like you are G3. Simply because you talk too much and do little. Every sector. Go and look at education sector. Too much talk, very little done. Go and look at health sector. We have lost data on you and I, our health situation, because of cluelessness. Go and check. Because of cluelessness. Go and look at the secondary schools. Some of them are eating once in a day. The headmaster, they haven't been given any money since August, October last year. They are owed for feeding for the children. Too much talk. These guys talk big. And they talk sweet. And they do very little. And ultimately, it is the people who suffer.
Okay. Let me bring it.
Last year, they started buying Papa Bar. Dollar has come down. If you say you are hungry, I'm wrapping up. If you say you are hungry, dollar has come down. If you say you are this, inflation has come down.
Okay.
Meanwhile, open your phone lines today and let Ghanaians tell you their realities.
Okay.
And you realize that they are suffering today than they were suffering in 2024. I've given you some of the figures.
All right. Okay. Let me now bring in Shasha.
There's just one question I want to ask Dennis this morning. So obviously, Dennis wants Bank of Ghana to look good on paper, and so he wants us to weaken the cedi so Bank of Ghana would look good on paper. I wonder this morning to what we owe this very heady, animated performance by Dennis Settings Miracles Abuaji. His favorite word these days is settings. I wonder which crowd Dennis is speaking to this morning. And if I ask fellow Ghanaians, please, do you understand what he said? From everything that Dennis has said right now, do you go away with what exactly does he want? And I'm going to come to the issues he raised. But when I got here, Moro, someone sent me a link that Dennis had posted our flyer on his Facebook page, his Facebook page, and had written a number of questions that to him I should explain. So if you go to Dennis's Facebook page, you would see it. So he asked me a number of questions, some of which is alluded to, so I'm not going to repeat them. And then he ends it curiously by saying, arrogantly, but at least I have been generous enough to give her, that is me, advanced questions for paper 1. She can prepare the answers and submit this morning. For paper 2, Hajia would get the questions on set and must offer succinct, convincing, and unambiguous answers to the good people of Ghana. How very arrogant of Mr. Dennis Settings Miracles Abuaji to think that he is more knowledgeable than the individuals who have had a take on this matter, from the likes of Professor Ebo Texan, my own economics lecturer in Legon, who did an independent study on the benefits of this our gold board, a gold program.
Purchase program, yeah.
Gold purchase program. Dennis thinks himself brilliant than the likes of Telex Finance, what is his name? Joe Jackson, who have all been speaking on these matters. He even thinks himself smarter than Franklin Kujo, who have been consistent in their contributions to what needed to be done, who all agree in basic that there is a cost to stabilization. Everyone who has done anything in relation to budgeting knows that when you list an item, there's a budget line to it. And the illogical framing from the group of people who used 25 billion cedis to so-called clean up the banking sector, that they watched collapse. They watched collapse. And some of those actions fueled by vindictiveness instead of good reason. UT Bank is one of them. The Coconut Grove, what's his name again? Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum. They have harrowing stories to say. They used 25. So there's a cost to something. So there was a cost to the so-called banking sector cleanup. We're talking about expending 60.8 billion in 2022 to, in his words, as he concedes here, clean up the financial sector because of the GDEP. Who caused them? It's a simple question. Now, who caused the GDEP? A party of people who have the men, a party where Dennis Miracle Abuaji's boss was the head of the economic, management team, the one who was touted to be the economic messiah who was going to come and change our economy and move us from a Gadgetsburg economy to a productive, one. They like to ask questions. So he's giving questions to me so that I will prepare and come and answer. And yet, the 5 questions that President Mahama gave to his boss in the lead up to the 2024 elections were not answered. Instead, President Mahama received 50 questions in response to his 5 simple questions. Before 2024 elections, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came up with 170 questions to President Mahama and then Mr. Arthur Dane. In the time of the 8 years, they have failed to answer the same questions. So they like to ask, questions that they themselves can't answer. He has said a number of things. So I want all of us watching today, those of us who have heard, those who watch us who know. Those who may want a bit of reminder, please, if you are on Facebook, let us all just go to, let me open this, the Bank of Ghana. What has happened to my phone? Dennis is trying to do African Electronics.
Their website?
Yes. If you went to the Bank of Ghana website, there is a transparent accounting of just what has happened. And I think we all need to be sober and go through them. What I'm happy about is his introductory words. He says that the NDC says central banks shouldn't be making losses. The NDC didn't say central banks shouldn't be making losses. The NDC said central bank cannot be making unnecessary losses. Okay. Yes, the Bank of Ghana cannot be making unjustified losses through the printing. You have mismanaged an economy, broken the economy, and you have lied to Ghanaians persistently when all indications were that we were heading to trouble, your finance minister was in parliament saying that now everything is good. That is the deceit that you hid from. You know, people who do things know that those things can be done. Because they hate so much from Ghanaians, Dennis believed that every other person is made of the stock of the NPP. And that because they hid the real details about the health of the economy until it was too late, and it blew up in our faces, and millions of Ghanaians suffered, including poor pensioners that they killed, their policy insolvency killed. Today, alhamdulillah, what he describes as the NDC government's policy insolvency is yet to kill an individual. An old man was made to cry about the harsh effects of your policies, which you hid from Ghanaians until it was too late. When these same voices that sometimes you come up and criticize, you don't want to hear from, all of a sudden Franklin Kujo is an NDC man. But when he was doing things, you know, I also read from Bright that he says that the Bank of Ghana intervention is too aggressive. Yes, Mr. Bright. When a cancer is malignant, the diagnosis is made. An aggressive treatment is prescribed for it. And so the economy was cancerous. And so the intervention needed to be aggressive enough to deal with it. So let's listen to the expert voices, because Dennis Miracles Settings, Abuaji and I, on this matter, we are not expert voices.
Who told you I am not an expert?
You are not an expert.
But
oh, please, I'm not asked you. Let me finish talking.
You are not
please.
an expert.
Oh,
who told you I am
Dennis,
not an expert?
You are not
who
an
told
expert.
You and I are
what
the same level when it comes to the issue.
You see the arrogance.
No, but how can you tell me I'm not an expert?
Dennis, what have you managed? I've said,
what do you know about me?
Even MCU did not. Dennis, tell Ghanaians what economy have you managed?
Continue. You haven't even mentioned a single finger in your conversation. Move on.
You see,
how dare you even say that you and I are not experts?
Dennis, stop this nonsense, please.
No, Shama,
No. You said that go continue. Please don't do that.
No, but
we're all respectful.
No, but how do you tell me that
please.
you and I are not experts?
Hey, Dennis Abuaji, have you managed an economy?
What do you mean?
That is what I mean. It's a simple question. So let me go on.
Have you managed? Because you have intellectual conversation.
Yes, Mr. Intellectual. Your intellectuality is what brought Ghana to where it is. You think that you can? You think you can? You can move it with this?
It's very difficult to have intellectual conversation.
Please. No. Oh, I withdraw.
How do you do that?
Please, I apologize for the use of the word. Okay, but Mr. Dennis Miracles Abuaji, you have not managed an economy before. You have not worked at the Bank of Ghana to manage any portfolio before.
I feel sorry for you.
Thank you very much.
You think that you can comment on a BOD report only if you have worked at the Bank of Ghana.
So what the hell then do you mean by saying that you are not on the same intellectual level?
Because you said that I am not an expert just like you.
I said
you are wrong.
You are not an expert in managing of economy. So
no, but she is the one person.
Because
I find it very sad for her.
I'm very sad for you too. Because this is someone who wants to position himself. This is somebody positioning himself for Ghanaians. So let him keep quiet. So I understand very much what I've read.
That I am not.
You are not.
Oh, but it's not.
Please, let me
what is it? If she is not, what does he say? We are the same.
You are not an expert.
None of these are experts.
You are not an expert.
Who told you?
Are you an expert?
What is an expert in scrutinizing and auditing?
No, that's what we're talking about. That's not what she's talking about.
What is an expert in doing
talking about?
Have you managed an economy?
I need to manage an economy before I scrutinize the BOD report.
Davis, you took the expert thing wrong.
I cannot read.
No. That's not the point. She cannot question your ability to scrutinize. She cannot question that.
It's an important point I have to
No, you will not make that point until I'm done. You will not make that point. You will not make that point until I'm done. Moro, he will not make the point until I'm done. No, he will not. He will not
But
make
you
that
never
point.
say that she and I
Dennis
are not
Miracle
experts.
is not
It's
an expert
it's okay.
of
If
managing
you
the economy.
That's fine. Let's
Yeah, it's
So he
okay.
should,
You
yes.
You are not. It's okay.
You
We
are
understand
not.
you are not.
Dennis Miracle.
She
We,
has
not,
a-
we
she
all
has a-
have
it's okay.
comprehension.
Can we
move
You
away
don't have
from
to.
It's okay.
You don't have to.
Okay.
He was sitting here
But you
taking
shouldn't
phone
tell me
calls.
that I don't know.
personalization. I beg.
So
Let's deal
let
with the
him
issues.
keep. I'm coming to deal
Yes, that's
with
fine.
them.
Yeah, please do.
shouldn't draw
Because we
me
don't
into
have
that.
all day. I beg.
You and I
Let's
are
do.
not
So
the
he
same.
should
We
keep
are
quiet.
different.
Then it's okay. I beg.
We are not the
You see-
same. Don't
Dennis,
ever
Dennis,
be
please,
that
please,
person.
please. Let's
We are
yes,
not
go
the
ahead.
same. You
When
and
he's
who are-
done.
Oh,
When
Dennis,
he's
you
done.
keep repeating yourself. It's okay. You
Dennis
started. I've
Miracle
heard you.
Abuadi.
Please go
She
ahead.
just move on to the matter.
Yes, that's what she's about to do. So she's about to do that. She's going to address the issue. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. The arrogance of opposition and the arrogance of power.
Never go to
Shamima, please.
But should I go
Deal
on?
with the issues. I beg.
Tell him to keep quiet.
He's done that. So please go ahead.
So, to the extent that I have not read anywhere any economic paper presented by my co-panelist this morning, I shall not take his views as expert views. So I shall read how I comprehended as an average citizen, together with the many average citizens who bear the full brunt of the economy, from what the Bank of Ghana has sought to communicate clearly.
Okay.
Data is not about
You lost 44
sentimentalism.
billion. That's what it is.
Please.
Nothing else. The data is there. You lost 44
But
billion
what?
cedis.
They didn't lose anything.
You lost 44 billion
But you
cedis.
said that already.
That is what it
When you
is.
have your turn. Oh, please go ahead. Shamima, please go ahead.
You lost 44 billion
When
cedis. That
he
is the
started,
summary.
he said that he's happy that today NDC says that central bank can make losses because he conceded they made some major losses.
Yes.
And he said that we demonstrated all simply because they were running losses. It was never simply because we were running losses. Ghanaians demonstrated because they woke up one day and heard that you had purchased some HP printers and printed billions of Ghanaian cedis to shore up the things that you had done. So it is not simply about losses. It was the recklessness with which you managed the economy. It was the arrogance with which you parried off all right-thinking Ghanaians and their caution at the rate you were going. Whilst Ghana ran poorer, Data Bank got richer. These are facts. That was the selfish way. You know, I think that the NPP may be a group of sadists because they derive pleasure from the collective pain of Ghanaians. Today, he wants to discount what Ghanaians went through under their watch. So again, let us go back to the Bank of Ghana page. Fellow Ghanaians, if I may borrow that descriptor. He has said a number of things. Bank of Ghana has told us, clearly, we've not run away from it. There is a cost to stabilization, as backed by all well-meaning experts in the industry, that there is a cost. They themselves, there was a cost to their banking sector cleanup. There was a cost that came about where all of us suffered as a result of their DDEP program, 60.80 billion Ghana cedis. So Bank of Ghana says that when we took over the crisis, a cancerous situation, and they ran back to an IMF program after they lied to all of us that everything was nice and dandy. The Bank of Ghana today says in its 2025 report that this is what we have managed to achieve. And there's a cost to what we have managed to achieve. So please, it says for inflation, as we have all been touting, it moved from 54 to 23, and today, where are we? We are doing less than 5%. It says that the cedi had appreciated by 14.7%. There's no discipline. He has no discipline.
No, but you as a host,
he has no discipline. But when you were lying through your teeth and he allowed you, that one is when you were lying, you sat here and lied through your teeth. Lying is your second nature. That's one. We didn't cause him to intervene. No discipline. No discipline. You are causing serious damage. No. He's causing serious damage. Oh my God.
Which is the 4%? It's a lie. Which is the 4%?
In
2022,
where was inflation?
did they come to office
In
in
2022, where was inflation? That was your.
Is that why the 44 billion loss? Is that why the 44 billion loss took the economy from?
But allow her. Listen. Allow her. Hold on, Dennis. Allow her to explain the issues how she deems fit. You are fine. No. Dennis.
Your job.
She referenced 2022. She referenced 2022. That's where she wants to start from.
She said that it comes at a cost.
Yes.
And so the
explanation is that
the explanation is that the cost of 44 billion brought inflation for 53. That is a lie.
His animation.
That is a lie.
Okay.
Everything that he's doing
Sharima, please repeat the point so that please repeat
everything he's doing today.
Your job is to correct
that. Please repeat the point. I want us to get the point again.
Dennis, I'm so sorry for your boss.
Please go ahead.
Because you're not helping.
What exactly did you say the 60 billion matter?
I'm really sad this morning for Dennis.
It's okay, you move to the issue.
Well, if you will keep quiet.
No, but if you lie, I won't keep quiet. If you lie, I won't keep quiet.
No. The lies you have said.
If you lie, I won't keep quiet.
Don't distract her.
Oh, no.
I am not. I'm saying if you lie, I
look at the arrogance.
I will not keep quiet.
This man, you know,
otherwise the two of you can't.
No. If
I
you
have
lie,
told you.
I will not keep quiet.
Please go ahead.
They can never practice what they preach.
Dennis, don't do that.
You took the economy
They
at
can never
23% inflation, not 54.
That's not what she
Who
said.
doesn't know that?
So go ahead.
She said
make that
once
point.
upon
So
a
will you
time.
then just keep quiet?
Please go ahead.
Will you?
Sean, please go ahead.
Dear Ghanaians,
Please
kindly go to Facebook.
I beg you.
You can walk out, Mr. Intellectual,
Oh,
Mr. Brilliant.
Shamima.
Do all of us a
Shamima, I beg you.
favor. Don't sit with non-intellectual me. Dennis, walk out and save your intellectuality. One that led your boss into defeat. Walk out.
Yes. Will be up,
tell him to keep quiet.
He's quiet now.
So
I'm saying that
to you,
otherwise they'll take us off. You know, when the time will take, I don't control that. They will take us off. I beg you.
My God.
Yeah, please go.
So please, fellow Ghanaians, Bank of Ghana is stating what they have accomplished, which has led us to the cost that we are communicating transparently. There are 3 areas that you can trace these policy costs to. One is the open market operations. They printed so much money and there was excess liquidity in the system. Inflation at 2022 rose to 54%. Under an IMF program that they later on had to run with their tails between their legs after denying the reality, they had to ensure they implement the conditions of the program. So it was not their smartness.
Why do you do this?
It was not their smartness. So yes, upon the exit, inflation had come to 23%. Today, where are we with inflation since we took over power in 2025? Month on month, we have seen a decline up to about 5.3% as at end last year, December. Do they contest that? Is that magic like his name? Even him with his name magic cannot perform that magic if there's no strategy to dealing with it. So one of the traceable cost heads for this stabilization is 16.7 billion Ghana cedis. This one is what Bank of Ghana had to do to absorb the excess liquidity in the system to fight inflation, and the results are there for us to see. Then they went into the gold program accounting and transaction cost, and they explained that with that, they made the cost to doing that activity was 9.1 billion. Then we went to the forex revaluation. Just because of stabilizing the city, there were forex gains. Our national debt came down, and today we are talking about a debt to GDP ratio of about 40-something percent, if I am not 46 or so percent. So 29.1 billion is what we had to do. And Professor Ebo Texan says that these costs, if you juxtapose them with the benefits that this country, all citizens everywhere in this country, everywhere has gained, is insignificant if you compare this cost to the benefits of stabilization.
Okay.
Every business will tell you. Today he asked questions about where is it in our pockets. The dishonesty. Why didn't you achieve it? Why did you even take us where you took us in the 8 years? And there are many more. And if you took your time, you would see them. Today we are talking about reserve position that has moved from 9.1 billion to 13.8 billion. We are talking about a policy rate within this same accounting period, 2025, that has moved from 28% to 18%.
Okay.
We are talking about lending rates that have moved from 30.25% to 20.45%.
Okay.
We are talking about the public debt that has moved from 61.8% of GDP to 45.3% of GDP. We are talking about 14.5 days of named as the best performing for our currency to 10.5 days.
Okay.
Stability is good for business.
Right.
Today, businesses can plan because the currency has been stable.
Okay.
Today, businesses can plan because they know that invoices will not change like, you know, the way Miracles changes his messages every now and then without, you know, batting an eyelid. This has been the point, and we haven't run away from it.
Okay.
Let those who brought this country to its knees sit back whilst the good-minded people of this country try to recover this economy.
Okay. So
these are not subjective indicators.
Right.
These are objective indicators. If there was any such thing as perfection, that once your indicators are positive, what did we hear? Even the president has said that we are now moving from stabilization and we're hoping to now go to the next leg of our resetting Ghana agenda. If you give him a point, I would have to come back.
No, to be
because
fair.
he finished his 10 minutes. Okay, then when you finish,
then
they will all. How many of that was his interventions? Please, Moro, let's be just. How many of my ministers, when he started this, I never talked. No, you can't say you did. Look at the disruptions he engaged in this morning. Look at the level of indiscipline he showed. I'm not going to let him go away with it.
Otherwise,
so please go ahead.
Almost 30 minutes.
Please go ahead.
From 9.
Please, Moro, everybody saw what he did.
I know.
I will bring him back. I have announced it.
It's just 2 minutes.
Moreover, he's too intellectual, so he can excuse it.
It's okay.
Project the executive summary of the slides that I gave you. Let me make my points quickly. And then
there's no point to make.
So
there is no point. He will not get away with it.
Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
Also, he's indisciplined. We can all be indisciplined.
I'm very disciplined.
Well, obviously you are not, because you look at how you were behaving. Look at how you were behaving.
Yes,
they are
if you
Dennis, please go ahead.
Right, if you can project
the
slide, the executive
the NPP will not get away.
I think that's page 2
with the kinds of things that they have done. So they won't get away with it.
In 2023,
in 2022, why did they run a loss of 54%?
You were not happy earlier. Why?
In 2024,
did he mind you?
Yeah, he minded me.
Did he mind you?
ran a loss of 9.4 billion. In 2025, they ran a loss of 15.
What were your indicators then?
Everything.
No. What were their indicators then? What was their debt to GDP?
The fundamental.
What was the interest rates?
The fundamental principle.
What were they then? Every indicator was declining with all the loss and the steal. And the agent of the HP printers that they used to print that over 80 billion Ghana cedis, a close relation to the former president. That's the things they did.
After all the macro indicators.
Daylight Tifri.
Yeah, please go.
Collapsing the economy, and today you have the voice to say and still arrogantly purport to be an exploit of matters that you are not expert of. Reading, we all have
No.
There's nothing to say.
I will make my point.
Yes.
I will have to make it.
Oh, you have to make it because you are who?
After all the
because you are
macroeconomic
I said answer. Why did you print money?
What the Ghanaian citizen is asking is
why did you lie?
Okay,
yes. What the Ghanaian citizen is asking?
The Ghanaian citizen wants accountability. They want transparency. They are enjoying the stability that we have.
Across Ghana's cities and communities, one issue affects all of us: water, sanitation, and environmental health. As urban population grows faster than sanitation